Have you ever been to Caracas, Venezuela? Chances are you haven't, but if you ever decide to go, I'll show you all the reasons why you should, and even some reasons why you shouldn't. So grab some popcorn and settle in as we dive into the top fascinating things about Caracas. It's going to be a wild ride. First up, we need to talk about the women here. Venezuela is home to some of the most striking and alluring women in the world. It's like they were sprinkled with fairy dust and kissed by unicorns before leaving the house each morning. The women here are born with an unfair advantage. And not only are they attractive, they are extremely ambitious, pursuing successful careers. It's obvious why so many supermodels come from this place. They take pride in their appearance, often showcasing their curves in form-fitting outfits. Maybe it's the year-round sunshine that keeps their skin glowing and their hair shining like a shampoo commercial. It's like they stepped out of a magazine cover every time they leave their house. Is there something in the water that we don't know about? Whatever it is, I want some of it because damn, these ladies are on a whole other level. When visiting, be prepared to be surrounded by an abundance of hot models that will make your head spin. Venezuela has become a hub for all things enhancement related. And in Caracas, cosmetic surgery is all the rage. It's like a magical place where imperfections vanish and everyone emerges looking like a movie star. From butt lifts to boob jobs, there's no shortage of ways to enhance your appearance in this city. The sheer number of clinics offering these procedures is mind-boggling. You can't walk 2 feet without running into another place promising to make you look like a supermodel. It's not uncommon for young girls to undergo procedures as a gift for their quinceañera. Typically, all this perfection comes with a hefty price. But here, cosmetic procedures won't cost you an arm and a leg unless that's what the procedure is on. But who needs arms or legs when you can have your face and the rest of your body looking flawless? It's almost too good to be true. They can turn a basic 4 into a solid 10. Why settle for diamonds when you can have a new set of perky twins instead? Trust me, ladies, it's worth every penny. The dangerous atmosphere casts a dark shadow over what should be a vibrant and bustling city. The city's high crime rates have made it notorious for being one of the most dangerous places in the world. Gang violence, armed robberies, kidnappings, and murders are all too common occurrences. Don't go expecting justice if you are a victim of crime. Even the authorities struggle to maintain order in the face of rampant criminal activity. Thieves often target crowded areas and tourist hotspots to take advantage of distracted individuals. It's like a real-life game of hide and seek, but you're the only one hiding because you look like a pansy with pockets full of cash. People here actually carry around decoy wallets filled with Monopoly money just to throw off potential thieves. Crime here is anything but amateur hour. Caracas can be a real-life game of Grand Theft Auto, except there are no cheat codes here, my friend. Almost 50% of this city is occupied by slums. The buildings are stacked on top of each other like a game of architectural Jenga gone wrong. The colorful houses seem to defy gravity as they cling precariously to the steep hillsides. Streets are filled with vendors selling everything from freshly baked empanadas to pirated DVDs. It's a place where disarray meets delight in the most unexpected ways. Amidst all the pandemonium, there is a sense of resilience that binds these people together. They may live in poverty, but they make do with what they have and always find a reason to smile despite their challenging circumstances. It's chaotic, it's loud, it's jam-packed with life. In other words, it's like a never-ending carnival where everyone is welcome. The Caracas slums may not be your typical tourist destination, but they do have their own unique kind of charm. Let's talk about the Angel Falls Tramway. The view from up there is seriously mind-blowing. It's like someone took a giant brush and painted the most epic landscape. And don't even get me started on the sunset views. You can see everything from cascading waterfalls to adorable llamas frolicking around. You've got lush green forests stretching as far as the eye can see, misty clouds swirling around your feet, and oh yeah, did I mention that dizzying drop down into oblivion? Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart, but it's worth it for that killer view. Trust me, you'll be snapping pics faster than you can say, I hope this thing doesn't break. If you're feeling daring and want to catch an eyeful hop on board, trust me, if you want a view worth bragging about, Angel Falls Tramway is where it's at. Socialism in Venezuela has been heavily criticized as a failed experiment. Despite initial promises of equality and prosperity for all citizens, the government's mismanagement of resources and oil revenue led to mass corruption and inflation. Politicians swindle money left and right while the average citizens struggle to find something to eat. Instead of seeing skyscrapers and luxury cars, you'll see lines for toilet paper and government rationing. But hey, who needs material possessions when you have socialism to keep you warm at night, right? Notice quirky street art depicting Hugo Chavez riding a unicorn into battle against capitalism. It's a view that will make you do a double take and wonder if you've accidentally stumbled into a time warp. Who doesn't love a little dose of revolutionary nostalgia with their morning coffee? Ultimately, socialism in Venezuela serves as a cautionary tale of how idealistic visions can quickly crumble under the weight of poor governance. If you find yourself here, be prepared for a cultural experience. Just make sure to bring your own snacks. I'm sure you've heard about the Venezuelan hyperinflation problem. This situation is more corrupt than a used car salesman trying to sell you a lemon. The inflation in Caracas was so off the charts that people were carrying wheelbarrows full of cash just to buy a loaf of bread. It was like playing Monopoly, but instead of passing go and collecting 200, you'd pass go and owe 200 million. The government's response to this economic crisis was about as effective as putting a Band-Aid on a broken arm. They just kept printing more money without any regard for their crumbling economy. And when your country's currency becomes less valuable than toilet paper, well, let's just say it's time to invest in bidet technology. And forget about saving up for that dream vacation. By the time you count your pennies, they'll probably have inflated away with all logic and reason. Good old Venezuelan hyperinflation, where even your piggy bank starts side-eyeing you suspiciously. The locals here don't just drink coffee, they worship it. Every morning starts with a ritualistic trip to their favorite cafe, where they mingle with friends and discuss everything from politics to the latest telenovela drama. You can't walk 2 blocks without stumbling upon a bustling coffee shop filled with people sipping espressos and chatting animatedly. The locals are so passionate about their brew that it practically runs through their veins. You'll never see such dedication to creating the perfect cup of coffee anywhere else in the world. It's practically an art form. And don't even get me started on their love of sweet treats. These folks take their pastries as seriously as their espresso shots. Flaky croissants, decadent cakes, and savory empanadas pair perfectly with a steamy latte or cappuccino. In Caracas, coffee culture isn't just a drink. It's a way of life, an obsession, a daily ritual that must be honored with utmost devotion. If you ever find yourself in this city, be prepared to immerse yourself in the whirlwind of the Caracas coffee craze. Let's talk about Simon Bolivar. It's like the guy is worshipped here. I mean, seriously, you can't go 2 steps without seeing some statue or painting or monument dedicated to the dude. There's Bolivar Square, Bolivar Avenue, Bolivar Bridge. You'd think he was the Venezuelan Captain America the way this man gets praise. I wouldn't be surprised if they have daily rituals where they gather around chanting his name. With his good looks and charismatic charm, he was known to have all the ladies swooning over him. Not only a ladies' man, Simon was also a total badass when it came to liberating countries from tyranny. This guy had some serious skills when it came to fighting for Latin American independence. So maybe all the praise is valid. If I had liberated half of South America from Spanish rule, I might have a cafe named after me too. Venezuela is home to the largest proven oil reserve in the world. The Maracaibo Basin and Orinoco Belt oil reserves just outside Caracas are extremely rich. And by extremely rich, I mean fantastically wealthy to a ridiculous degree. It's like a billionaire surrounded by gold bars and swimming in a pool of diamonds kind of rich. I mean, these bad boys hold enough black gold to make Texas look like a lemonade stand. We're talking about hundreds of billions of barrels of oil still waiting to be pumped and sold. The Caracas oil fields have been fueling the Venezuelan economy and providing significant revenue through exports, despite political instability and fluctuations in global oil prices. With every barrel extracted from the depths below, more money flows into the pockets of those in power, while ordinary citizens are left scraping for crumbs at their feet. The allure of profit has turned parts of this once pristine landscape into a desolate wasteland, stained with oil spills and tainted dreams. But who cares about the environment and the prosperity of your own people when there's money to be made? As long as the cash keeps rolling in, everything else can go up in flames, quite literally. One of the most fascinating things is definitely the chaotic traffic that seems to have a mind of its own. It's like playing bumper cars, except everyone is serious and honking their horns constantly. You never know what kind of wild maneuver someone will pull next, whether it's cutting across 3 lanes without signaling or stopping in the middle of an intersection to chat with a friend. And speaking of intersections, there's this unwritten rule that whoever honks first gets to go first, which leads to some pretty hilarious standoffs between drivers trying to assert their dominance. The creativity and resourcefulness of Caraqueños when it comes to navigating these crazy streets is truly impressive. Just remember to buckle up, hold on tight, and pray you make it out unscathed. So, there you have it. From beautiful women and jaw-dropping views to impoverished slums and political corruption, Caracas has it all. The question is whether you have what it takes to make it in this fascinating city. Let me know your experience if you have. And leave a comment if you want me to highlight another city. Ciao!